This video is to help you in Tech Project number 2, Sound Design. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get started adding your sound clips and video files to iMovie. Before this video, I have already used the import button to import my video, my 5 sound effects, and my background music into the project. I've also created a new movie and made sure that it had no theme. The first thing that you're going to want to do is add the video. You can do that by double clicking on it until it's highlighted in the yellow box. Click the plus button and boom, your video is now in the workspace. Second thing you're going to want to do is to add the background music. Same thing, double click. You can also do the 2-finger click or right click to select entire clip and add it to your project. Now you have the video and you have the background music, but guess what? We don't want to hear that background music right now. So you are going to look at your background music, and right in the middle of that green bar, you're going to see a little line, a line that runs left to right. I want you to hover over that line till you see a little up and down arrow, and I want you to click it and I want you to drag it down. You are turning the volume down from 100% all the way down to 0. We want the file to be there, but we don't want to hear it. So take it, click it down to 0. Good. Now, you'll notice that this huge video is actually in a very small space, and it's going to be really hard to line up the events. So what I'd like you to do is go to the right side of your screen. I'd like you to click on the zoom slider, and I want you to take it all the way to the right. That's going to allow us to zoom in and really see everything as it's happening in the video. Your life will be much easier if you zoom in all the way. Your life will also be easier if you select this option and take the clip size all the way to the max. The bigger things are, the easier they will be to move. So take that, slide it to the right. You now have very large files and you have very large images, but trust me, you won't regret it. Now it's time to start adding the actual event sounds, the sounds of the jump or the sounds of the fireball. If you take a look at your sound files, you'll see that they are what's called a waveform. There's a big spike, like a wave, in the middle of the box. That wave, that spike, is where the sound actually happens. Any of this little stuff before or after it, that's just silence, and you don't need that. You especially want to get rid of it at the beginning, because that's going to throw off your sounds. So, I'm going to start with the brick sound. Let me see. Brick, there it is. I'm going to click and drag as best as I can only over that spike. And don't worry, it's not going to be exact. We're going to fix that later. But once I've clicked and dragged just over the spike, the part of the sound that's going to make the most noise, I'm going to add it to my clip. It added to the end. I don't want it there, so I click and I drag it all the way back to the beginning, all the way back. Good. Now, if I'm not careful, it's going to start taking up the space of my background music. So in fact, I'm going to put it up here. I'm going to put it up here. There we go, where it is now in a separate spot. My background music, though annoying, stays down there. All right, I don't know why I got this little extra box here, so I'm just going to select it and delete it. Okay, I have taken my brick sound, I have added it to the workspace, and I still have my video on top, my brick sound in the middle, and my background music at the bottom completely muted. Take your brick sound, drag it to wherever the first time that happens would be. So I want to find the first time he hits a brick. And as I'm dragging, I'm looking at the video screen and I'm seeing it happens right about there. So I'm going to leave it. And now, to make your life much, much easier, I recommend doing this. Take your brick sound, 2-finger click, and copy it. You can also Command C. Now, as you go through this video, every time you want to drop a brick sound, you just move your cursor along the video here, wait for him to hit a brick, like right there, click, and paste it, Command V. I stopped the video there for a moment. so that I could go ahead and finish adding the brick sounds by scanning along the timeline, clicking and pasting, scanning, clicking, pasting, and also so I could shrink my clip size. Although the zoom slider up here on the right should be all the way, I realized that maybe it is a little easier to keep your clip size somewhere towards the left so that you don't have these giant images that you keep scrolling over. I think I'll keep mine right about there. Okay, now I wanted to show you what to do when you have two events that happen really, really close together. For example, in the beginning of the clip, Mario fires two fireballs, one right after the other. Just like before, you start by finding the sound file that you want. Let's see, this is my fire. Trying to select just the section with the spike, adding it to your clip, dragging the very first time it happens over to the right spot in the movie, and I'm dragging to the left, and I'm dragging to the left, and I'm dragging to the left. There we go, and I want to try to place this the very first time he shoots a fire. There it was. And I'm going to drop it right where he starts. But you're going to notice something right here. My clip has this big empty space before the actual sound. This can happen. What you can do to get rid of that big empty space is click where you want to cut it, and then you can split the clip. So you click where you want to cut the clip in half, you split it, and then you can delete the little extra. Now you'll notice that my sound clip starts pretty much right on the noise. All right, I'm going to readjust it so that it hits right when he fires. There we go. And now, just like before, I'm going to make sure my entire clip is selected in yellow down here. I'm going to copy it with Command C. And now I'm going to scan along the movie looking for every time he fires that fireball. The next time he does it is right here. So I'm going to click, Command V, paste. And now I'm going to go back and find the next time he does it, which is just a frame or two later right there. Click and paste. And you'll notice that iMovie automatically layered these so that they don't cut each other off. If you do want to cut them off, you would have to click and split clip like you just did a second ago. Now I'm going to finish my fireballs, so I'm going to keep going along, and every time Mario fires that fireball, I'm going to click and hit Command V to paste. Click, Command V. I'm going to scan along, wait until I can find them all. I have one event. There's the second fireball. And I'm going to keep going down my movie again and again and again and again. And every time he shoots a fireball, I'm going to click and Command V for paste. Then I'm going to go back and do the same thing for jumping, the same thing for the coins, until I have scanned this entire movie, pasting my way every time he does the event.